What's up, everybody? Welcome to the special State of Square Enix 2022, brought to you by the Cheesy Controller Podcast. I'm your host, Anton LaPlatte. Joining me, as always, we have the Ray Trace Durag Madrid Devon.
What's pop?
And joining us once again for another very special episode, we have the Master of Okami, Darren.
What's good, y'all? Thank you for having me, as always.
Yes,
Talking
sir.
Square shit. Yeah.
We got a jam-packed episode for you guys this week. We're going to be talking about Final Fantasy 16, Final Fantasy 14, Babylon's Fall, Final Fantasy remakes and remasters. We're going to be talking about Kingdom Hearts and just where we feel like Square Enix is this year after all these major changes that have happened in the recent history. I've gathered you guys here today to talk about the state of Square Enix in 2022, because a lot of things have kind of changed with Square Enix. They've been doing a lot well, a lot really poorly.
What a state it is in. I'll say that off rip. Off Rizzy.
Right. So to just start, there's Final Fantasy 16 that's supposedly close.
I believe it.
I believe it. I fuck with Yoshi P. And if it's not,
exactly, I trust
if it's
Yoshi
not,
P.
he's going to get on an announcement. He's going to have some tears in his eyes, and he's going to apologize. He's going to apologize so fucking hard that you feel like shit.
Yep.
You're like, hey man, no, bro, you're doing everything.
You do you,
can.
man. I'll wait for you.
You're fighting in 300G gravity right now because of your corporation. I get it, man. Take your time. The worst case scenario. Best case scenario, we get a trailer in about a month.
I think we're going to get a trailer. If PlayStation does anything, summer. We're getting it at PlayStation.
Oh yeah.
If not,
oh yeah.
I see Summer Game
with that
Fest
possible
kickoff.
release date.
That is what I think. I think
Yeah.
it's going to be a trailer and a release date.
That is crazy. We got an announcement trailer, and then we're going to get...
I think the way that Yoshida's talking about this, saying that the trailer's already done, progress has been made every single time he speaks about 16. There has been small forms of progress that it hasn't, like, he's mentioned, things of course have been a little bit complicated here and there, but it is clear messages. It's not like we're working on it. It's like, here's what's going on. Voice acting has already been completed.
Exactly.
We have this going on. Like, they've been it's very minimal, but they've been communicating with us about the game. Because I feel like if he's at a confident place now, because that's been the big thing, didn't want to show off anything until they were confident that it's good to go.
Because they gave us enough to really wet our whistles with that last trailer. It's like,
you mean the one trailer, the announcement trailer?
Right.
We have not seen shit since it was announced.
And
that wasn't that long ago.
That was enough. And they dropped enough information. They're like, oh yeah, the lead combat director straight from Devil May Cry. It's like, oh, fuck. They showed off some of the gameplay. Just a little sample.
The fact that we saw gameplay for the initial announcement trailer, that was already a good sign. It's not like it was just Final Fantasy cutscenes, which tends to be everything.
That's why we were bricked up. I was literally at work like, oh my God!
You'd be like, oh, hold on, they smell. What is it? Who's
like, they did it?
Oh my God,
they did it. Yo, because honestly, my expectation is Final Fantasy 16 is going down as one of the greats.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy, at least one of the greats, because it's gonna. We know it's gonna have the good story. Like, I'm playing through Shadowbringers right now. This shit is peak fiction. This shit is peak fiction.
Okay. Did you want to say? Did MX Silk start spitting? Did
MX Silk? Fuck him, man.
Oh, he's
alright though.
Oh,
he brought my girl back. He brought my girl back and gave his whole spiel.
Yeah, come on, see MX. Oh,
I mean, actions tell half truths, you know.
He be spitting, man. He ain't never lied. He ain't never lied, bro.
He do be spitting, making them facial expressions.
Yes, you wait.
I can see him pulling up to you in Elden Ring just to be like, you must be maidenless. You haven't killed anything in 3 hours. This is boring. So we know the story's going to be amazing.
Right.
We can see the combat's going to be fucking insane. Because like this is honestly what we've been wanting from a Final Fantasy type game. Like if they're gonna do like live action and not turn based, like
7 Remake was good, but this is Devil May Cry.
Right. We got Devil May Cry, and then we got like this is what you actually envision from turn based combat, like that like the active battle system.
Yes. Yeah.
It's kind of like the fluid version of that, but like not that half measure of the paradigm system, where it's like it's kind of active, but not really.
Even 15, the way that worked.
15 would be so fucking stiff. I'm like, you almost had it, but you up here getting caught on rocks and shit.
Really that close?
You just gotta hold one button
to the same rock.
Yeah.
Over and over.
Yeah, I was like, bruh. Or the camera started.
I love 15 so much, but just in hindsight, I'm just like, it could have been so much better.
Right, and I played the first version of it, so not a lot of patches and updates and shit.
I played the Royal version.
Yeah, and I hope they made it more fluid.
Base game, brother, and oof.
I
enjoyed it. The Pdocast dungeon, the secret dungeon that you can do though at the end of the post game was really cool because it was like nothing else in the rest of the game. It literally turned into a platformer, and it was. I didn't do
any post game.
Bro, yeah, that Pdocast, like the strategy guide told you, go to this YouTube link because it can't be explained in like a strategy guide form. It's like we have video tutorials for what you would have to do here. I didn't use it, but that shit was hard, but it was cool. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Square.
But yeah, this has the potential to top 15 by far.
Oh yeah, definitely going to be.
I already think it's better than 15.
I'm wondering if it's going to be able to beat 14. That's really my comparison.
Let's be real here. That's not important because they're two different games. They're two different types of Final Fantasies. This is going to push. That's why I'm more interested in playing this, just to see what they would do with this, this type of story. Single player base.
Just thinking from 10 to 15 minus 11 and 14. So I understand
I get what
probably
you mean.
Nothing else is going to hit the way 14 hits. But I see from 10 to 15, 16 being better than all those games. That's kind of the range I see it falling in.
Are you including 10 in that?
Yes.
Take back that statement. Niggas gonna fight you.
I'll take that statement. I'm not a 10 nigga.
I'm not either, but I know that people die by 10.
Yeah, but I think people are going to be dying by 16.
I agree 12 and up. I agree 12 and up.
12 and
I won't put 10 in that, but 13, 12, I love 12, and that being my first Final Fantasy, it's always going to hit a certain place. But it's that game also was very different. That was a very different Final Fantasy to everything even before it.
Yeah.
It was more closely aligned to 11. I got used to it and I enjoyed it back then, but it was because it was different, and also, like I said, that was my first one. So for me, this was my battle system. So, and then I had to relearn the typical turn-based shit going backwards. But
I really like the battle system with 12. You can just turn your brain off and then all right, let me set up these strategies and just see how it works.
Exactly, it's very interesting. It's Final Fantasy Tactics in another system.
Yeah, right. And I like the job system.
The job system was cool. Yeah,
you guys I like
job systems in general.
Final Fantasy.
Another reason I love 14.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. You guys bringing up Final Fantasy Tactics, the NVIDIA GeForce leak. So far, almost everything on that has been confirmed, and there was a Final Fantasy Tactics PC version, and there was a Final Fantasy IX remake on the NVIDIA GeForce leak.
Yeah, I remember when that rumor was popping back up again after 4 got announced. Because after KH4, it was just Kingdom Hearts 4 was on that leak, and so is this. So
I think they're both going to happen because we can play 9 on current, like on everything current gen. So I feel like that's going to actually be something that we get in the near future. But I feel like it's going to be a lot. It's definitely can't just be a straight up remaster. And they
can't do it like they did 8, because 8 was remastered. So
so is the 9 that we can currently. It's on PSN. Like I know I have it on Switch.
Is that a remaster though?
Yeah.
Because they like title wise, they specifically state like Final Fantasy 8 remaster. It just says Final Fantasy 9 on everything else, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, it's just more. That's just an up-res port. It's not like what they tried to do with 8. So, but as much as I agree with you, I think it could happen. But the problem is too much is happening. Like Square's got a lot of shit going on.
But they have a lot of teams. That's the thing, because we haven't heard anything from Tokyo RPG Factory. We have the Octopath.
They got
team.
3 games in the works, bro. They stay cranking stuff out at the end of the day. What was the last one that came out?
Odin Sphere? Not Odin Sphere. Was that it?
No.
It was something Sphere.
That's Vanillaware, but Lost Sphere?
Lost Sphere. I was like, I know it's something Sphere.
We'll get something from them soon, because I think that game came out, 2, 3 years ago now? Game's been out for a minute.
I already knew with this recording I'd have to be like Googling a bunch of shit because of just how sporadic.
How many teams they have.
How many teams they have. But I mean, they have a lot less teams now. They sold. That's something.
Yeah, that brings us to our next point.
So their last game was 2017. So it's been over 5 years since we got a game.
The last game was 5 years ago. Right. I feel like they've made hella games.
No, they made I Am Setsuna.
Yeah.
What was that?
Sphere.
And Oninaka. Oninaki.
Oninaki?
What was that?
That was 5 years ago?
Oh, no.
They came out in like 2020.
That one came out 2019. So it's been 3 years since their last
Okay. That makes more sense. I was just like, hold on. There had to be something.
I thought Lost Sphere was the last one, and Lost Sphere was 2017, but Oninaki's
like the definition of a mid-tier game.
Yeah, but I mean,
there was a demo for it. I remember us playing that, and it was just it was cool.
It wasn't bad, It wasn't
exactly. It wasn't bad. It
was not bad.
Yeah, but that's the compliment.
It just needed a thing to put it over that edge, like either like, because the art style was cool. I fucked with the art direction, not enough to be like, yeah, this game. Like the story, and not really didn't pull me in enough to be like, yeah, this game. The combat.
I feel like the combat was like on some Astral Chain shit, where it's just like if you played just a little bit more, you would get it. But the initial hook,
right? But at least with Astral Chain, it's like I know it's coming.
I know there. I have
the art style and the music were enough to sell me.
Yep. You
step foot in that police department, you're like, 1, I do not enjoy this, but 2, and like this shit was just a vibe.
Facts.
So,
all right. So, talking about their Western games, Square this last week sold a catalog of its IPs and a bunch of their studios. So they sold Crystal Dynamics, Eidos Montreal, and Square Enix Montreal. And Square Enix Montreal is probably going to get a name change. And that's around 1,100 employees. And they're selling Deus Ex, Tomb Raider, Thief, Legacy of Kain, and Gex. Yeah, it's more than 50 back catalog games. So,
and it was a decent chunk of stuff.
And it was the only things they kept were like Outriders and
Life is Strange.
Life is Strange. The games that they kind of just the games they don't have to develop. Yeah, they kept Outriders because People Can Fly makes Outriders. They just kind of publish it. So.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, they don't have to have a team on it.
That game is pretty cool.
Yeah, Outriders is something I want to give a chance to, but it's just too much stuff to play. Too many of these good JRPGs from fine folks like Square Enix.
You mean the majority of them from Square Enix?
Square's going back to its roots.
I just got 13 Sentinels. I just rim, so
I need to finish playing that game. It's so good. It's so good. So good. The combat's not good until you get it, and then it's good.
Hey, I like all the combat that I've done. I've enjoyed. Because
is this like a new version of? Because didn't this game already come out? And I feel like people have been playing it again.
It just came out on Switch.
Yeah, it got a second win because it came out on Switch and people started talking about it again. And I meant to get it the last time people were talking about it when it originally came out on PS4, but
yeah,
I just didn't get a chance to get around to it, and so now.
I got it and sat on it for a minute, but damn good RPGs, Atlas. But but the fact that 300 million.
Yeah.
That's they really didn't care.
Yeah, 300 million super low, and I know $300 million is a shit ton of money, but like it's with these acquisitions and stuff, Embracer seems to like to buy things on the low, things that people aren't really paying attention to, and they just kind of buy them.
They own a lot of shit.
They own so much, like all of THQ, all of Deep Silver, all of.
Yeah, Cam was rounding off what they own, and besides video games, they own a lot.
Right, Dark Horse Comics.
Right, Dark Horse. They own like certain board games, shit like that.
Imagine those studios doing something with like some of the Dark Horse Comics like characters in series.
Well, the thing is, they've been capitalizing on so much stuff as far as. They put out remasters of old games, so like we got all the Armored Core games, we got all the Darksiders games, we got all like they're doing things like SpongeBob, like all of
Armored Core,
not Armored Core, fuck,
I was like,
Bionic Commando.
There we go. I was like, whoa, fuck, I hate the fuck. No, I was like, that's From Software. I will not be lied to. Because I got excited. And I was like,
but
Armored Core's cool. I miss it.
Yeah, the Embracer Group seems to do...
I think that's the next game from them.
What?
Mm-hmm.
From Soft? Yeah.
Yeah. Unless it's like a Bloodborne remaster or something.
That won't be from them if it happens.
Yeah, right. They hate us. Anyway.
That game runs so bad. But yeah.
I played it yesterday. It runs so bad. I was actually sad afterwards. I was like, oh, I'm spoiled now.
But yeah, so Embracer, they own Gearbox. Embracer has
that was the surprise, the one to me when you said it. I did not know that. That's a big one.
I've heard all these they keep
purchasing studios, but
they're buying like on the publisher level. So it's kind of good that they didn't buy Square Enix
as a whole. Yeah,
but I think it's just something has to be weird about buying these Japanese companies. The fact that nobody has pretty much bought any.
That's because they're stubborn as fuck, dog.
I could see.
You know it.
Yeah, but I don't know.
They are that is still very traditional, and they hold to their own.
Yeah,
we'll buy, but we will not be bought.
Unless you're Japanese, then we'll talk about it.
Then we'll combine.
And
we might fuse.
Square Enix,
Bandai Namco, Koei Tecmo.
Yeah. I'm trying to think.
Now we need Capcom Konami, you know?
All I'm saying is Konami had a wet dream reading that last chapter of fucking JJK. Man's curse technique was a pachinko machine. It was like, oh,
You know that's going to become a real pachinko machine.
1,000. It already is.
yeah, they're already making it.
It probably came out to promote the new chapter of JJK. Fuck it. Here goes the pachinko machine. Play this, and maybe this chapter will make some sense. But yeah. So Square selling its Western studios, and one of the things that people have been pointing out to me is that they are going to try and reinvest in blockchain, AI, and the cloud. And everybody's taking that to mean NFTs. But
That's what that means.
I don't think so. I think
it does. I mean, it means all that shit too, plus NFTs. You don't do all that and not have NFTs. And they already said multiple times they're interested in exploring NFTs and blockchain technology. That means they're going to do that shit.
That was their New Year's message. Happy New Year's. So the blockchain.
We're interested in profiting from it.
Fortunately, 14 has said there will be no NFTs. So I've been hearing the theory go around that people are saying they sold that to make themselves leaner and like more ready to be acquired by somebody else. Do you guys think that that's going to happen from all of this, or?
I honestly, we're in a buyer's market right now. I think that's actually very feasible.
Also, the fact now, because specifically sold off these Western studios, that means it's cutting off ties with any part of that. So now it's just all Japanese side of business. So it's like, all right, let's talk.
Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Capcom? Is it going to be Bandai Namco?
Going to be Sony.
It's going to be Sony?
That'd be crazy.
I don't been having a lot of exclusive deals, and is Final Fantasy 16 as of right now? Isn't that a PlayStation exclusive?
Yeah, Final Fantasy 16, Forspoken. I mean, the only platform that would really hurt would be Nintendo. Like Nintendo, but so
they would still let them fuck with Nintendo, definitely.
Yeah.
Just not Xbox.
I mean, they barely fuck with the Xbox. All they get is Octopath Traveler. That's the only thing that Xbox has gotten that PlayStation hasn't.
I need Triangle Strategy also. I need to go ahead and just cop that.
I need those to come to PlayStation. I need every Square Enix game to come to PlayStation.
Well, if Sony
coming
gets
soon to a station near you. I mean, it's because you also have to think of how much money all these companies are making, who are the big boys and out of it. And like you're saying, the Japanese companies don't really buy each other, they just merge. So I could see Sony being the big boy out of the bunch. They've got cash. Square likes cash.
I don't know. I feel like Square's going to try and stay independent, and if they end up merging with anybody, it's going to be another developer / publisher, not like a platform, you know? And I feel like them selling the things that kind of, because they lost $100 million on Avengers. So
by what standards? Theirs. What are they comparing
No, they
it
actually
to?
lost. It's not that the game underperformed. It's that they straight up lost $100 million on Avengers.
Yeah. Shit, Babylon's Fall has dropped down to 1 concurrent player on Steam.
Yeah. It was really bad when it was like 8, like last week. It was like, damn, that's like 2 groups of
They
people.
still gonna support it though.
Hey, yo.
Allegedly.
Maybe.
I mean, like, I was waiting. That's the thing about this game. I'm going to wait. I hope I get a chance to play it before it's completely gone. because I didn't really get a chance to play the beta demo, whatever the hell they had for
They're
it.
gonna last minute put that shit on PlayStation Plus and be like,
I
"Yo,
mean,
here."
shit, I'll take it. Like,
Here.
if they put it on
It
PlayStation
will.
Plus, I will give it a spin. But
Sony would be like, "Here's a 40 ball. Give it to us." It's like, "Hey, man, sure." just get somebody. Just get somebody to play it, man. And then we're gonna play
they
it. Be like,
get me to
"Wow."
play it. Completely free is the right price for me to play that game.
Oh yeah, I definitely play it. We'll at least, at minimum, do a stream for it and talk shit about it.
Yep. Could see that. Because the beta, it seems like, from what I have played, it was still not any better once it came out, and it was just like, oh, this seems like it could be fun with friends. And now I see the problem is, no, nobody's playing it, so no to friends and no to these other people, so it's just not fun.
Right. It seems rough. Like the game was just rough.
I mean, Platinum, that's the thing. Platinum, I could see Square buying Platinum, and that's something that I hope happens. Because Platinum has not been in the best standing lately. Like, Bayonetta 3 might be, like...
It's going to be a banger.
It's going to be a chunk of change for them, but I don't know if Bayonetta 3 is going to be big enough to save Platinum from, like... They're like, yeah, we're down for NFTs. They're literally out here saying they'll do anything for money.
That's Yoko Taro.
Yoko Taro pulls up.
Did somebody say money? 2B's getting it now. But 2B has nothing. Will they pay us for 2B? Yeah.
Yeah.
They can use 2B. Give me it.
Right.
Fistful of cash, throw them 2P too. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
9S seems to be the more expensive one because, like, you actually have to know about Nier to know 9S. 9S is one of those characters you come across on a random Twitter page and you find out it's actually from a game that you've just never heard of. But I feel like 2B's more mainstream.
That's 2 booty right there.
Yeah. 2B has been
Everybody knows
co-opted by
booty.
the sex workers of the internet.
And they look fine doing it too.
Hell yeah. And you know what? Yoko Taro supports it. And so do I.
I mean, Yoko Taro...
His
all
third eye's wide open. That's all
Yeah.
I'm going to say. That's why he has to wear the helmet.
too much big brain energy.
Right. It suppresses his abilities.
right.
He only takes it off in the studio.
Nier
Alone in his
Automata
corner.
t-shirt. That is still one of the top tier Yoko Taro moments. Him rolling on the ground holding a t-shirt. Nier Automata t-shirt.
So stupid.
Alright, so as far as remakes and remasters go, we've been getting... the Pixel remasters are all out on Steam and mobile. And part of me's really been contemplating...
Where? Hold on, where are they again? I'm not.
Just Steam and mobile.
Just Steam and mobile?
Just Steam and mobile.
Those are the only places those remakes of the Pixel remakes,
You know,
masters of those classics.
if there was some kind of interest for it, you know, maybe they would think about putting it other places. But
Yeah, like
Oh,
who would
if
want
the
to play
interest
that
is
on a
there.
Switch or a PlayStation or even Game Pass? Who would want to do
See,
that?
I almost opened it up on Steam just to see. Because every once in a while I go and I look at them. And I'm like, I could do this.
But no, let me get it on my fucking phone.
I've been thinking about... The problem with the phone
I've been thinking
is
about it too.
I
I stare at
can't...
them a lot. I have them all, and I'm just like,
You have them. See, I can't support the bad behavior. I'm taking the
bought the
same
bundle.
stance with Square Enix as I'm taking with Nintendo. I'm not going to reward your bad behavior. I want to support the things that I like Monster Hunter and Pokemon. But you, Nintendo, you're on my shit list.
what did Nintendo do to you?
I just need a better Switch, man. Like, there are
Oh,
games I want to play on the Switch that I don't want to play on the Switch because it's a Switch.
Fair enough.
And I blame that squarely on Nintendo. I don't blame that on any of the games.
I know this ain't your fault, baby.
I'll see you next year in Switch Pro.
Allegedly.
Alongside Breath of the Wild 2.
Alongside the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters. I need
that
them
shit
on
better be out
PlayStation.
before by this summer, like, because what the fuck?
Because they could drop them all at once, and I'd take
if
the
they
shit.
did that, I'd lose my mind.
As a bundle, the way it should have been.
Are they having an E3 or are they having a Summer Game Fest thing of their own? Because I know like EA isn't.
Yeah,
like
I don't think Square said anything.
Yeah, I mean they need to at this point though.
We know
just to give us some clarity.
Yeah, Summer
give me
Game
the 13
Fest.
trilogy remastered. Give me the Pixel remasters. they
Sure.
have some. Give us the Tactics
those
remaster,
just so we can end the conversation about it.
Yep, that's all. Jeff.
Because honestly, they're gonna have to
at some point. At some point, and I
since
feel like
they've done them all, they're gonna have.
There's interns in the office right now. Switch right here. Here, it's right here, and you're like,
oh, the 13 trilogy.
Your phone.
The 13 trilogy on Switch would sell like crazy.
It would. I'd buy it, and then I'd slander it.
Yeah.
I'd buy it and slander it too.
I'd play through it again too and talk shit about it the whole entire time.
The entire time. You get to that halfway point.
Soundtrack.
Hate that boss fight because that boss fight was terrible.
Which one? Because
before you get to Grand Pulse.
I never beat Brynhildr, so that was the boss fight I got stuck on and never made it past it. And I got a personal vendetta against Final Fantasy 13, and I want to hate play all 3 of those games on my PS5.
That's the thing about it. Like you could get hard stuck into a boss fight and just.
Yeah, it was bad. That was bad. It was not fun.
I'm like, fuck, I don't have a way to really win this, but I have to. And that's why I stopped playing. I was on the 3rd.
I beat that shit and tried to go for the platinum. That was not achievable.
Oof. I remember looking at So I never platinumed any games on PS3. My first platinum was Resogun on PS4.
Sly Cooper.
Huh?
Sly Cooper. Then Sly Cooper 2. And then almost Sly Cooper 3, but I think I missed like one thing and it pisses me off because I won't go back.
Right. The PS3 game I was closest to the platinum on was Assassin's Creed 2. And...
Stupid flags.
Yeah, I think that I had like 2 more things to do. And part of me, because I have a PS3 with Assassin's Creed 2 loaded on it, ready to go, and I'm like, I'm not going to go do this. So this game's just going to taunt me for the rest of my life.
I get it.
But yeah, that the 2 platinums that I was like, oh, these would be cool to have, but I would never do it, are Final Fantasy 13 and White Knight Chronicles. And now
White Knight Chronicles, you can't even do that.
Right, that's impossible now.
That was a fun game.
I thought it looked cool, but then I found out you weren't the main character, and I think I tried it, and I was like, this ain't it. Gotta be the hero.
I don't remember anything about that. I played multiplayer, though, with friends, and it was cool. That was dope.
I didn't have PS3 friends. Jawan was like my only PS3 friend. And we just be playing
it like that. It's
shit.
Okay, man. We're here for you.
Hey, man, I legit, like, my friends list was like random. Nobody around me had a PS3. Everybody was on 360. And I was like, at some point I'll get a 360, but right now I got this PS3. I'm so ready to play Final Fantasy Versus 13, Final Fantasy 7 Remake. All these awesome looking games coming to this here, Kingdom Hearts 3. All these amazing Square Enix titles that are coming to the PS3.
All these Square Enix titles, those, yeah. But yeah, so... Square can do what they do, but at the end of the day, Just give us what we want, because they know that we'll eat it up.
All right, so one of the last few points that I wanted to hit in this recording was actually Kingdom Hearts, because we got the announcement for Kingdom Hearts 4. We got that whole weird Square Enix Kingdom Hearts focused thing. I don't even know what that was. Was it it was a live stream that I guess I woke up and saw a YouTube video of like, oh, they did the thing.
What was the question?
Kingdom Hearts 4 got announced. That was one of the last things, because we've talked about Final Fantasy. We've talked about like their Western studio.
I almost fucking forgot. I'm excited for Kingdom Hearts 4, but I'm putting it out of my whole being.
Agreed. And as excited, and you guys know, Kingdom Hearts is my shit.
Resident Kingdom Hearts, nigga.
I'm not excited right now. And the pure reason why is because of everything that Square has going on. I remember being just incredibly excited for 3, lost my shit, all that. And then time kept going on. More Kingdom Hearts games came out. From announcement to release, that was 6 years. I didn't, being excited for so long, it starts wearing out. So regardless of the reality that when I did it, that when I got it, played the fuck out of it, yes, but it was fleeting. I don't know. I feel like that's why I'm so excited about 16, is because they didn't do that. They gave us something, they showed a good amount of stuff, and then they just kept it pushing along with here and there updates, and we have not seen shit since. But we know it's been in the background, and it's not like... It isn't Kingdom Hearts, I'll say. Because we have so much other Square Enix stuff to keep us distracted. And in timeline-wise for what 4 will be, we have to wait for Final Fantasy 16 first, a Final Fantasy 7 remake, before we even get an inkling of Kingdom Hearts 4. So that's where I'm like...
Part of me feels like we're going to get Kingdom Hearts 4 before we get Remake Part 2. Remake Part 2, for some reason, to me, feels like it's never going to happen. It's just like one of those infinitely far away concepts. Because they've said not jack shit about Remake Part 2.
They're just going to show up with like a gameplay trailer. And
I don't think they're going to show up
one
with
day.
shit, because the thing to me with Final Fantasy VII Remake is they just called that game Final Fantasy VII Remake. They didn't call it Part 1. Like, everybody, like, we all know what we're referring to when we talk about it, but they didn't. That's a game in a box that has a remake of the Final Fantasy VII box art. And it's like...
See, we're not going to hear about 7 Remake again until we get 16.
Yeah, I think 16 will be, if not out, almost out when they start talking about 7 Remake.
I don't think they're going to talk about it until at least a couple months after 16. They want 16 to breathe.
Yeah.
And as close as we kind of think 16 might be, it's going to have its time, and then give it a couple, maybe 4 or 5 months. Then they'll go, hey, yo, 7 Remake, we're doing a thing. Don't look at it yet, but we're here to tell you it exists still.
Because they won't say shit about it unless they're doing like bad and they need some publicity. Like, oh yeah, we're working on 7 Remake Part 2. It's coming. Yeah, development's coming along fine. Can we crank out a quick promo trailer?
We've also got
teaser?
all these weird things from them.
An image?
Like that last, what was it, State of Play? Where we got 2... It was like 4 Square Enix.
Oh, yeah, that was Valkyrie. Yeah. Valkyrie Elysium and...
The other
Field Chronicles?
Field Chronicles? Oh yeah, random name generator of the game. Yeah. It's from that team.
Random Square Enix name game generator.
Neither one of those had me like excited. Of course, we got more Forspoken like information. That game is, I don't feel like I'm as jazzed as I was.
I know
I
I'm
am,
gonna play
but
it,
it's all.
but I'm
Yeah.
probably not gonna beat it. That's how I feel about unless Forspoken.
I hope it's
just
good enough to
speaks
make me
my
want to
soul.
beat it.
Right. I hope that's my same thing. But it's like Stranger of Paradise. Stranger of Paradise just kind of hit at the right time and the wrong time at the same time.
We knew what
That's
Stranger
fair.
in Paradise was.
Yeah, we knew that was a meme.
Bullshit.
Yeah, but I mean, there was a good game behind it by all accounts. Like, I can't
was,
say
yeah.
because I got lost, and then the people playing with me were like, yeah, the reason we don't play this is because we kept getting lost. And I'm like, do I have time to just be lost with friends in a game and not have fun? Like, the last mission I did, I just had
I could do that in 14. And have
But I
fun.
wouldn't be lost. I'd be making progress. I'd be knowing what I'm doing and what I'm working towards. We were just running around in circles in this area, changing it from raining to sunshine to try and do plant platforming puzzles. And we did the same plant platforming puzzles over and over, and there were no enemies anywhere to indicate we were going the right way. And we went all the way back to the beginning of the level a couple times, thinking we were making progress. It has no map. It has no mini map. It's just getting lost. Because you get in a fight, you get turned around in a hallway, and you can't remember which way you were going in the hallway.
I just remember that from the demo. Okay, yeah. All
And
right.
it gets worse the further you get. So while I would really like to beat that game, that's one of the random Square projects like Diofield Chronicles, like Forspoken, like they have all these Japanese teams still cranking stuff out.
Those games didn't have me enthused. I don't know.
Because one was the team that does all these other weird games names, and it's like
Diofield Chronicle looks like a mobile game. I thought I thought it was a fucking mobile game.
Because it should have been on Switch. If this was announced on Switch, you would be like, that looks about right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
But the fact that it got announced on PlayStation, you're just like,
This is on PlayStation or PSP?
And that's the thing. Some of the games I want them to... Most of the games I need them to bring from other platforms to PlayStation don't look like... I need Octopath Traveler. I need Triangle Strategy. I need the Final Fantasy 1 through 6 pixel remasters. All the
I mean, those look good on anything.
yeah.
Right.
It's just clean.
For me, that's how, even looking at Diofield, it's like...
It looks fuzzy.
You want to talk about fuzzy-looking games? Stranger of Paradise. Woo!
Ooh, man, that shit is fuzzy.
It looked like I put Vaseline on my screen.
It's like the slime mode filter.
Fortunately for me and my monitors, no Vaseline has been...
Keep the Vaseline off your screen, brother.
What that Vaseline doing on your screen?
It dripped out from Stranger of Paradise.
Bullshit.
Jack drip.
Yo, Jack fucking kills, man.
All those Neo murder sessions. That game does look cool. I think still need to pick it up, and I'm like, there's a whole Elden Ring right there.
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Right? I think I'm going to just, watch videos, spoiler cast, but not really spoiler cast. I'm just going to watch long YouTube videos about that game. Call it a day.
All right, there will be a lore dump soon enough.
I'm sure there already is one. I'm sure.
But yeah, Kingdom Hearts, I'm excited, but also it's like, I don't know when I'll see this again, so I'm going to rein my excitement in until they try to, remaster them on PS5 again.
You think they're going to get
coming.
away with it? It's
Yes.
coming.
Yes, I do. We're dumb.
Wherever they could sell it, they will sell it.
It's like Okami. If it can be, it is. It's on Stadia now, by the way. That's recent.
Stadia? Like, no, seriously, Stadia's still around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Oh, they leaked something the other day. That it was like, oh, Resident Evil Reverse got rated for Stadia in the last couple of days. So, like, people might remember that game exists and remember Stadia
I forgot
exists.
that. I wasn't even sure if Reverse did come out. Did it?
Nope. Still not out. Still not out. 5 months into 2022, because it was supposed to come out with Village. Then it got delayed to, like, May last year. And then it got delayed to 2022. And now it's May 2022. And the only news we've gotten about it is that it got rated on Stadia.
That's crazy.
Going forward, they do. Square Enix. It's weird. It's such a weird company that I love to give money to, but they're high.
Right? I wish... The only thing, if Sony were to acquire them, I feel like Sony would be like, all right, all of your games are coming out on PlayStation right now, and we're going to get a huge money dump from it because...
Everybody will buy it.
Yeah. All the weebs.
Yeah. Well, they even...
That's like a solid
they could also just
day.
feed it into their new service, like into PlayStation Plus.
I don't see that happening because
For a while, it would have to. It was going to launch. So it's going to do individual. That bundle for $75. Hella people are going to spend $75.
But thinking
Instantly.
about it,
Okay, yeah, I am. So
like while the Final Fantasy like remasters are on Game Pass, Square Enix and PlayStation both know that they're going to get more money selling them a la carte. And I don't think there haven't been PlayStation Plus free games of any Square games, right?
what? Final Fantasy.
Oh yeah, 7 remake. Oh fuck.
the final Fantasy game recently.
Been on there. I'm sure there's been something
Caveat
else.
is you still gotta buy the game to get the DLC though. Haha, that's how they get you.
You can't just buy the DLC.
No.
I thought you.
I think they
Did they
finally
change
fixed. I think they finally upgraded it to where like, oh yeah.
I mean,
just buy the DLC now.
I bought that game digitally off rip, so I've just been getting slight upgrades to that same package over time. I need to just finish that game.
Yeah, I think. Weird shit. Yeah, you just need to finish it.
I'm fucking sitting here replaying Monster Hunter Rise on PC. I just need to finish Final Fantasy VII Remake and play Intergrade.
I also need to play Intergrade. I can't say shit on that.
Yeah, I mean, is there anything else you guys want to touch on specifically with like addressing the state of where Square Enix is like in the market and in?
Okay. What's y'all's final verdict on Square right now? What do y'all think?
Square is doing amazing things.
Yeah.
But
Or 14
they're also making very strange. No, as a whole, I think Square is doing good. 14's doing amazing. But their look towards the future with the blockchain technology, and even this week there was a whole fucking crash where everything lost value. It's like that's not a good way of
I think
going into
now
that.
they're to a point that even though they're gonna probably go and mess around in that space, I think at the end of the day, their core games, like all the major releases, even the smaller releases that we're getting from them, are going to be of higher quality.
I don't want them to go the Konami route.
I don't think they're going to.
But
I
still,
mean,
you could see the direction there because they see a business opportunity that is not video games.
yeah,
Right.
but at the same time,
That's not a
they've made so
sustainable
much
industry.
money off of like their back catalog, and unlike Konami, they're actually willing to do things with their back catalog and their IP from their back catalog.
Yeah.
So that while they could do all that other NFT, AI, cloud, whatever stuff on the side, but I think they're going to maintain their games business at the high capacity it's been running at, because it's been outside of their Western studios, it's been successful for them these past few years.
Yeah.
All right, Madrid, you gotta.
I feel like they are either setting themselves up for a dub or they're setting themselves up for an L. And I feel like we're going to get the answer to that pretty soon.
Yeah.
Like, straight up. And I'm not saying that L is going to be big enough to take them out or anything, but, you know, who knows? But then again, cutting off those Western devs, kind of, that was their way of like, all right, we're L-proofing ourselves.
Yeah, and you know, maybe on
money
the
back.
Western studios end too, maybe this will give them a chance to do things that they couldn't
Right.
under Square. So
Yeah, I mean, I don't
There's
feel
Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy was a banger. And they
Right.
were like,
right,
it's whatever.
right,
That's what we're supposed to say, not y'all. Damn.
right, and we're saying yeah, and they're like, you know,
Okay.
could not Final Fantasy.
All right.
Or if they announce anything near related, they'll be fine. Also.
That didn't save Babylon's Fall.
But that's different. That game was doomed fundamentally when they decided to not make it a single player.
Even if it were just a co-op thing, it's still not like...
The game as a whole wasn't.
Yeah. Even if it were... I don't think making that game in particular a single player would do anything to help that game.
No, I think if they wouldn't have went the live service route, it would have been fine. Because I feel like the game started out like, you know, solid enough. And they're like, all right, they want live service, so let's try to make a live service game. Like, come on. It's a bad idea.
All right.
Platinum's not good at experimenting with things out of combat. Combat experimenting, they're great. They do that shit. Make it flashy. And then then there's this live service stuff. Let's try this multiplayer game, Anarchy Reign, back in the day. I like that game, but also... Combat be good. Service stuff, they're not the best with. It seems like.
Right, so even their Japanese side is taking L's. So, I'm just saying.
Chocobo Racing GP.
Oh, dear God.
That shit gonna be fire.
It's
not.
been out and it's not.
Oh.
It's been out and been ass.
Yeah. It's a pay-to-win kart racer.
Nice.
Not
Sometimes you need to just pay to win, you know? It teaches people a valuable lesson.
Get this battle pass for Chocobo Kart. Why is there a battle pass?
There doesn't need to be a battle pass. And there will never be a battle pass for this podcast. Remember, you can follow Cheesy Controller at Cheesy Controller without the last E, because Twitter's some hoes. You can follow Rusty Rupees at Rusty Rupees with 2 Y's, because Twitter's some hoes. Follow me at Anton63X's Madrid. Where can people find you?
XxShadowOkamixX.
Alright, Darren.
XxShadowOkamixX anywhere. Twitch.tv/RustyRupees. We be there. Yeah.
Alright. This has been a Know It's Good production. The video version is edited by Lana Twist and Ryan. The audio version is edited by Iknowjones. Until next time, keep it cheesy.